initial thought of when I look at the news and see that cops in this country mainly have killed black men in particular, that makes me scared, because when I grow up, I don't want that to happen to me, or I don't want that to happen to anyone I know or anyone in general.
These two most recent killings that happened, when I seen them, I'm like, damn, I just want to stay on social media for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah,
you know what? I could just not ride this wave out, and in 2 weeks I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna go back on Facebook, back on Instagram, and it's gonna be about something else. But seeing it, it's like, damn, now what can we do? Because we can't do anything to prevent the mind of a racist cop, or a cop who feels like he's in danger to the point where he needs to draw his weapon and shoot somebody. We can't prevent that. But what we can do is start becoming a little bit more active in each other's lives. You know what I mean? So when you see these guys, these black men dying, they're unarmed, it's almost like, for me, I draw a blank every time. Yeah. Because what can you say? Yeah. We don't really know what was going on in the mind of that black man when he got killed, or the mind of that cop. And I definitely am not a fan of this happening at all. But it's just like, damn, what do you say? Yeah. What do you say? I don't want to be a part-time protester at all, because that's what happens, and it never works. Absolutely. It never works. Marches make a bunch of noise. They get a bunch of people riled up. A lot of potential. And then everybody just goes back.
It brought me back to 2012 with regards to Trayvon Martin's murderer, Zimmerman, being found not guilty. I was on vacation and thought, oh my God, this is an open season for hunting African American males. Literally, that's what I thought. And it seems to have that prophecy has been fulfilled. It continues to be fulfilled. It's as though that is what's happening right now. Just an open season for hunting African American males, and it's unfortunate.
I was pretty disgusted. I think that those two in particular were were harder for me to deal with, simply because of social media and the fact that I was allowed to watch both of these men die over and over and over again as I replay the video, watching it over and over and over again. And it kind of just made me feel hopeless. And I think hopeless because, like, I'm not to the point in life yet where I actually have a son. But in my head, I could only imagine what I would have to teach my son when I do have one growing up about the different things that he's going to go through just because he will be African American. And to have to think about telling your child that, when you don't have a child, that you know that you're going to have to tell your child one day that people will hate them because of their skin color, left me feeling very hopeless about the situation.
In addition, I think, with regards to piggybacking on what you said, it's so ironic that 50 years ago, Dr. King spoke about, judging people based on the color of their skin. Castile in particular, it's so ironic. He worked in the school system. He knew all of the children's names. He knew their allergies, and the student body was simply distraught hearing about the loss of him. But any guy who cares enough to learn all about the individual children's allergies, can you imagine what kind of father he must have been? Now, this child doesn't have her father to protect her as she grows up, as the man who shoots or who shot him sits on paid leave, which in essence is vacation, because you're getting paid while you're asked to be out of the office as they investigate, which generally turns into a nollying of a case. They're not.
After hearing about Alton Sterling and was Philando Castile, you heard about the Alton Sterling one first, and I was like, dag, another one? Like, it was kind of like, you have that initial response, like, oh, this is unbelievable. But I had different feelings in regards to the Philando Castile one. Well, Alton Sterling, and I'm not saying that he deserved to die. Nobody deserves to die or be killed by people that are here to protect us. But, there was a call that he was out there with a gun pointed at someone. He had a gun on him. We don't know, I'm not sure, I might be wrong, that I don't think we know if he was actually licensed to carry the gun. He was outside selling CDs. Like, there were all these threatening factors out there. And I'm not saying that he deserved to die. Like, they could have completely handled that situation differently. We've all seen the videos. But the Philando Castile situation, you know, here's this black man doing all the right things. Like, I was watching this interview with his mother, and she was saying, you know, she taught her son to comply. Like, she said, this is what I told him. You ever get stopped by the police, because this is something we've been dealing with for a very long time, you know, and I believe that she's had these conversations with her child. You know, you ever get stopped by the police, this is what you need to do to stay alive. And he did all of those things. There were witnesses. They, you know, that he did all of these things. You know, he told them that he had a gun on him, that he was licensed to carry, that he was reaching in his pocket for his wallet because he got pulled over to give them the information that they were asking for, and he still shot him. And I got really emotional about that, and I couldn't wrap my mind around someone doing all the right things and still losing their life.
My
And it
thoughts
just,
when I saw the killing a week or so ago, was utterly disgust and dismay and a whole lot of other adjectives that I can't think of at this moment, but to have a man on the ground, 5 cops on top of him, and for the cops to say that their life was threatened, that is unrealistic, untrue, and definitely unreliable. If they are that afraid of their lives, then perhaps they shouldn't be cops. And this is a scene that has happened in recent times far too often. And each and every time it gets more ridiculous. And in my opinion, those people who are judging these policemen, judging the cops, the justice system justice is supposed to be blind. But in the case of black men and white cops killing black men, the justice system is peeping or is seeing things that is not just.
On it, because it keeps happening again. You're like, another one. Here's another one, another case. And your immediate reaction is this one gonna have justice? So that was my immediate feelings on those recent killings by cops.
And they're getting worse, like, as each one happens. I mean, they're gonna keep happening, unfortunately, but as it goes on, it gets worse. And it gets more graphic with the videos, and it's just unfortunate that we have to go through this as people. You know, you see all these memes and stuff where they compare it to, you know, situations with white people and them not getting arrested. They shoot at cops and they barely get anything that happened to them. You know, they get walked out to the car or cop car or anything, you know, whatever the case is. And it's just, it is unfair judgment, you know. They're ready to shoot us, but anybody else is like, they give them a slap on the wrist.
So,
Not even,
the most recent situations that's happened concerning African American males with the killings, my first reaction, I was sad, extremely sad. Reasons being is because it seems as if we're just reverting back to what our people fought for, with the police brutality. It's out of control. There's really no other way to say that. It's out of control, and where's everybody at? Who's speaking on our behalf? Who's representing us? And why does it have to be this way? Why is it that our young black men are constantly being killed for absolutely no reason at all? A man was selling CDs and he lost his life. Why? A man was sitting in his car because of a taillight and his daughter watched him get killed. Why? These things are not okay. So where is everybody? Who's speaking for us? Why does it have to be like this? And why are we reverting back to ancient times? We've come too far for that, only to be killed by police officers for absolutely no reason.